Hey, what's up you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video, let's take a look at what's been going on in the chip stocks since my last video. The last video that I did here on the public channel was back when price was right around over here. And I mentioned to you a couple of things that we are right at that juncture. We are right at that juncture where a potential bounce may build up and strength may come. There were some levels for that I mentioned. How are things looking like from there after is we'll take a look at in this video. We'll go over AMD, Nvidia, ARM, Broadcom, Micron, Sandisk, TSM, Intel, and Seagate. All right. Now, definitely if you're a member on my Patreon, you would have gotten updates on other stocks as well as for the videos that I do. And also you would have received a latest update, the last video that I did on the members only section on semiconductors as well. So you are all caught up to that if you're a member. If you are interested to be a member, check out the details in the description of this video. Join the membership. All right, as before going further, none of this is any financial advice, only for education purposes, just sharing my opinion. Please do your own thing. So let's start off with AMD actually today first. So let's get to the hourly interval right over here, right? And I have been telling you, yes, we are in the multi-day weakness back then, right? And I mentioned that overall, this is a part of a pullback right now. Yes, multi-day we are weakening, but overall it's just a structural on the daily interval, a structural pullback, right? Where will the momentum come back on AMD? What was the zone I mentioned? This significant level right over here, right? Let's get to the hourly interval. So if you remember, if you have seen my video, I mentioned that we are right at that juncture, okay, that as we regain above this 430 area significant level, all these levels automatically marked by my tools for you. My tools are also part of memberships. Check out the details in the description of this video if you are interested. If you plan to join for a year on the tools membership, you can make that money back in a single day for what you will pay for a year on just the tools. Now, if you want to make money, you got to invest in yourself. You need the right tools, and I have the right tools, okay? Now, so yeah, okay. So let's get back here, right? So this was the zone, and I mentioned that once we break out above it, the strength will come back in, momentum will come back in on AMD. Consider the pullback completed. Every bias will become to the upside, and look at it from thereafter. Bam, push to the upside. Yes, we had a pullback, but what did we see? Let me zoom in for you if you can't see. All right, so significant level held. The reason I want to zoom in is because it's the importance of these levels. Again, these levels are all automatically marked for you by my tools. You trade with the tools, guys, okay? Otherwise you're just going to be losing money in the market. So we saw a bounce, structure held, right? Because structure was already bullish above this back in the strength, pullback completed, right? Multi-day strength came back in and overall structural pullback completed. That means overall structure is back in the full on bullish strength. Retest held at that significant level, and we continue to push up on AMD. Little bit of a all-time highs sell-off we are seeing right now. Take profits. It's not a bearish right now. It's not that, oh yeah, it's a double top. No, it's not double top, okay? It's just a little bit of a retracement. It's just a profit taking. I know many people, just a retest, they start talking about as, oh, it's a double top now. No, it's not a double top. There is no sign of a double top here. It's just a profit taking. It's just a retest right now of the highs, okay? Double top will take days and weeks to confirm here if it has to be even a double top. Right now it's just a part of a pullback, okay? I know many traders. I'll just quickly show you on S&P 500 this very point now, since I brought up that point. Many traders were calling out, wasn't on S&P 500 or something else, I guess, were calling out the double top somewhere here. No, it wasn't a double top. It just pushed through, right? Now I brought that topic up. Let me actually quickly look at it. Yeah, this is specifically where. This is specifically right now. I'll talk with my members what the scenario is, but I know many traders were calling, oh, it's a double top here. It's a double top here. No, it wasn't a double top. It just pushed through higher. Now is it a double top? I'll talk with my members about S&P 500 over this weekend video. I mean, so far, I mean, well, I'll talk with the members anyway. So you need something to join the membership, right? Join the membership. All right. So what now on AMD if it's not a double top? Should you continue to buy here? Now, look, that's your decision. Technically, structure is bullish. Time to buy was at the breakouts. Okay. This is the time to take partial profits, as many other big players are taking partial profits at those high. Time to buy was back over here, right? When I was telling my members it's bullish trade, it's a bullish trade, and look at the boom, bam, bim, whatever that means, right? We are going super strong and bullish side so far. So what to do on AMD from here? As I said, we are still in the bullish structure. We do have a room of some more profit taking that may happen. You can see in the post market we do have some sign of a sell-off, but how do you look at it now? As if we continue to stay below 469 and 40 cents significant level, we do have another day of a cool off possibility. You are watching this level, then 450. So there's a $12 downside possible right now, but 450 most likely will give it a bounce. Okay. So 450 level you are watching. Definitely if we lose that as well, then definitely is the multi-day weakness gonna continue. Your double top on AMD will not confirm until 430. If this in the longevity has to be a double top here, you have to let it break like levels, as I said, 430, and start off with 430. That's if we lose now, then it will start to confirm it almost double top there. But so far, again, as if we continue to break out above 470, it's just going to remain in an uptrend. And it's just that there's a possibility of a cool off until 450, but as if it can hold it and then start to come back up again, your overall structure will be fine. Okay, so yeah, AMD is still very strengthful. All right, Nvidia will take a look at the very end because it's a important one. The price action is showing some weakness. We'll take a look at Nvidia at the very end of this video. ARM. So ARM, the last video I did was at right over here, and I already told my members that it's been a bullish trade. And when you see a breakout on such a strong candles and volumes of the zones, it's just more addition to your position, right? So I mentioned that it's not going to give you a short play. You can have I did mention that you can trade a small position with the stop loss below 209, and right at that time when I did the video, that you can trade a small position. And but once you saw a breakout like that, guys, these are your confirmations that you can add more to the position. Okay, now if you have been seeing my videos as a member on my Patreon for quite some time, you know all these principles. I may not repeat these principles, but if I'm not repeating these principles, doesn't mean that those principles don't hold anymore, right? It's all about learning and understanding, right? So but anyways, I mentioned that you can have a stop loss below 209. You can continue to hold the long position, but stop loss below 209, and you can see we just continue to push through. And the thing is that ARM is still bullish. It was not a short play. I mentioned to you guys it's gonna frustrate you. So, and right now ARM will continue to remain bullish overall even until 238. If you somehow for any reason, even though it was never mentioned and never recommended to take a short, even if for any reason you did take any short play, you should not be averaging down, guys. You are trading against the structure. So if you short it, okay, let me put it in perspective here for you. So if you thought, oh, it's a short play here, you shorted here for any reason. It was never a short play though. But anyways, let's say you did something like that, and then it broke out. You are like, oh, I'm gonna average into it, short on average, like DC a buy, right? Now you said to yourself, I'm gonna DC a short into it. You shorted more here, let's say, right? You're like, damn it, it's going against me. You short it, then here you're like, oh, this has to be the top. You are like, oh, this has to be the top. This is the top now, right? Because it's going sideways, and you have been DCing short from here, for example. So you can already see your borrowing cost, right? Or even if you are doing puts, you are pretty much then expiring at this point. blowing all the money up. And let's say if you are, shorting the shares and all, then your borrowing cost and your most likely your account would be blown up by now technically, unless you are just adding more money, which you are burning that money now. Okay, and now if you are like, damn it, gonna short here, excuse me, it's just not gonna work, because you will be in this short for years and the thing may never come in your direction, because 238 237 is a very strong bullish level now, very bullish support zone. Even if you can see a downside from 309 to 240, it's still not even gonna hit your average, because the point is that no one, if you have been shorting it for, like, I just used that as an hypothetical example, but the point is that even if you have been shorting it, there is no way you would have thought it's gonna go this up, and there is no way you were gonna be doing cost average as if like, oh, gonna small short here, big short here, and mega short position here. No, you would have gone mega short here, and then, oh, a little bit more short here, and then very tiny short here. Then your average price would be still sitting here on the short. So it's not gonna come. I mean, I'm just using hypothetical example. I have seen multiple examples, from my experience back in the, the time when I used to see, others trades as well, and how the traders, would do, many new traders, how they would take it. So anyways, so it's not gonna work like that. Anyways, I just went on a complete different tangent, but I just want to give you some real life examples here. Now let's get to the hourly interval. So the thing is that we are multi-day also very strengthful. You're watching this level at this point, 288 and 40 cents. We continue to hold above it, we will remain in the bullish structure. Everything will be bullish, even multi-day, intraday, everything. Intraday, just some cool off is possible if we, get to 288, $10 cool off. But the point is that multi-day, above that we are fine. If we start to lose 287, that's your sign, or 288, that's your sign to take some profits in this bullish trade position, long-term position, or whatever. That's your sign, take some partial profits. Anyways, let's get to Broadcom. This one is going to be quick, guys. Technically still in the bullish structure, but it's being a slow here, but this is the zone. Nothing has changed in this. 405 is still the zone. We stay above it, all good. Micron. So Micron here is also in the bullish structure. I told you on Micron, just like AMD, we gonna see bounces. We're gonna go in the consolidation phase. We're gonna go in the sideways action here. Most likely the bounce is coming. It's not overall bearish. And well, I showed you that what ARM has done. ARM is mostly a leading indicator, right, or a leading stock on the price action as for what would happen on others ones. Not given guarantee that Micron is also now gonna push like ARM, but what I'm saying is that I mentioned to you guys, this is the right at that juncture where push can come right to the upside, and that was the zone above yellow zone. We got that. Now I won't say that it's super bullish, but here's the whole point. That's the whole point. Look at ARM. The whole point is that these type of moves you cannot plan. You can only position yourself into these moves. So the point is that if the structure is bullish, even if it's in consolidation, but it's not bearish, okay? So you have to position yourself in the market. You cannot predict the moves of how much momentum would come. You have to position yourself in the direction of where the high probability is of the stock to go. Okay, so yeah, let's get back to Micron. So to position yourself, technically it's still in the bullish structure, and you have to manage the position though. Okay, so how to manage the position here? Well, so right now, if we stay below 756, there is some another day of a cool off possible. Overall structure until yellow zone is fine. If we lose now yellow zone, then I consider it can trigger a bigger cool off. If we hold above yellow zone, overall we are fine. You still take small positions though, okay? But if we stay below 757, there is some multi-day cool off is possible to yellow zone. So that's 756, 757 area. Let me get back to the hourly to check that. Yes, yeah, that's the zone. If you can get above that, it can test all-time highs, and then we'll see if it does a breakout. So, but anyways, so far so good. We hold yellow zone, all good. If we lose yellow zone, then only I consider some major cool off can begin. Sandisk, I told you we are right at the juncture, right? Anyways, the point is that it's bullish and it's much stronger than ARM right now. Okay, It's Sandisk, even though we have a red candle here, but it's still looking very strong. Structure is strong here. Structure is still very bullish. You can use overall significant level at 1366. Overall, we are fine until there. Hourly interval, let's take a look at for the multi-day here real quick on this thing. It's not bad. Just watch this level. We want to hold 1440 for the multi-day. If we stay above it, we are fine. If we lose it again, it might trigger some test again of that level below. It's still strengthful. I do think it's gonna get bought up eventually. Thing is that overall structure is bullish. Okay, so TSM. TSM overall structurally bullish, a little bit slow, just like Broadcom, overall bullish until 390. You will have to take it as a swing, then only it's worth it for you. Yeah, so technically it's fine, but again, you just manage the position here. We are still in the bullish structure though. Intel, I told you, right at the juncture where we will see a bounce here. We will see a bounce here. I told you, right? Right over here, and it has been holding after regaining that significant level constantly. Now in the post market we are seeing a sell-off, so you just be a little bit careful, okay? Because usually also market makers want to blow up the options traders by the end of the week, okay? Both sides, they will try to blow up, usually that's how they do it. That's why, myself and many other of my members, when I say members here, my team members, we mostly do just day trading on the options. We don't really do like overnight hold, because it's very easy to blow up option traders in the pre-market. The price, because you can plan one thing when the market is open, and by the time market opens the next day or few days out, right, it can really be troubling based on how the pre-market or overnight session happens. All right, so anyways, yeah, it's still fine, guys. Overall, not a problem. Just you can use significant level below 114 and 115 almost technically. All right, let's get to Seagate. We'll then wrap up with Nvidia. And because Nvidia I have kept till the very end, because Nvidia is the only one that is weak. Okay, so while it has had its earnings as well and really great stuff, but anyways, okay, Seagate is also strong. It's also bullish. I told you, right, that we are right at that juncture, and I gave you the levels, right? Once we broke out above those levels, strength came back, and yes, Seagate is fine. Seagate is bullish. Use the significant level. We hold above 793 area. We will be just fine. We'll be just bullish, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, overall structure has a room to even be fun until 740, that zone, 743 around. Okay, all right, let's get to Nvidia. And Nvidia is the only one that is weak. All right, so this thing was bullish here. All right, like this zone and everything, and let me show you something on my tools as well. I'm on the passive mode. Again, I'm not going to go in detail of the working of these tools. If you join, you will get the onboarding videos on how to use the tools. Bullish structure, all from $180 to 235 up there. This is where we are seeing a break of a structure now. Okay, so you can see there's a red candle now, so gotta be careful here. And the thing is that we do have a retest with the lower high as well. You can see right at that rejection. So let's get to the hourly interval, because at this point, well, so okay, so a couple of things. So multi-day we were weakening below this level 227, and I did mention that earnings, you just gotta let the earnings play out. We did try to regain some levels to 24, but it kept rejecting zones above. And at this point, it is becoming a bit of a lost cause over here. Nvidia technically is the only one chip stock right now that is to the downside. And what is the level to watch for that? As we continue to stay below 221 and 50 cents, we will remain in the negative structure. Nvidia is the only one where overall structure is weak, intraday structure is weak, and multi-day structure is weak. After earnings, it couldn't hold. And as we continue to stay below 221, technically that's your trailing stop loss area on the short side. be stable at 221. Nvidia will remain weak and bearish. If we get above that, it may recover. Okay, so it's not that it's given now that okay forever it's gonna go down. No, that's the stop loss zone on the short side, right? If it recovers above that, it will be fine again, but otherwise no. And right now it has a room to again test like 196, unfortunately, if it continues to cool off here. So anyways guys, that's all I had for you in this video. If you found it helpful and valuable, please hit the like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the membership details in the description of this video. There are a lot of good perks you get at being a member, and especially the tools and all. Guys, it doesn't cost that much, and you can make that money back for what you will pay for, you know, if not in a day, in a couple of days, if you are trading, you know, properly and daily. And as you grow and become a good trader, tools are there to get you there, right? And yeah, it's all about using the right tools and learning and just, you know, making money. All right guys, that's all, and see you in the next videos. Take care, bye.